So, just gonna set the record straight. Unlike the Spyro look at, I actually did record this one in honor of the upcoming PS4 remaster of MediEvil.
Thank you again for that, by the way.
No problem.
Yay!
Yeah. I was actually doing it as a favor for Hyde. Because, well, you go ahead.
I was about to say, because I originally was going to record the lookout for this game, like I even do own a physical copy of it. However, it turns out the new laptop that I have right now, which is a really good laptop, special thanks to my dad for that, it's not particularly compatible with the capture card that I have been using. Like, I tried doing it, about months ago, but it couldn't really work. And it turns out the driver isn't compatible with this new laptop, so
Hype, shh, it's story time.
This arrogant, pitiless man hated his fellow citizens for their simple and peaceful ways.
That's it? Like, you just hated them because they were just being people?
Yeah, he's kind of weird.
The king's champion,
So weird, in fact, he literally brought hordes of the dead back to life.
So Sir Daniel Fortescue rose
Sir
to...
Daniel is there to stop it.
Yes.
into the accursed multitude. How demons fell before him like wheat before
Hooray!
I do love how the helmet literally does look like fashioned similarly to his skull.
Yeah.
sorcerer utterly.
So Fortescue managed to apparently save the day, demolish the evil sorcerer, and restore peace.
Even though it cost him his life, and he became the world's most renowned hero for being the one to utterly slay the sorcerer.
Well, not only...
I can't say that with a straight face. I'm sorry. This guy's a complete hack.
Well, let us find out why.
Basically, the justification as to why that is that, first off, the reason Fortescue actually died was that he was actually the very first soldier to die in the battle. Like, he was even hit by the first arrow that was flung, of all things. However, the king...
We'll see that.
Because...
I said, aren't we going to see that in the cutscene?
Not this one, but the one coming up.
Yeah, not in this cutscene, but in the one coming up. But anyway, because the king and Fortescue were actually pretty good friends, the king did Fortescue a favor and kind of fabricated the whole story to make it look like Fortescue was actually this great hero that helped save Galamir. However, things kind of take a turn for the worse when Zarok finally returns to enact his vengeance on all of Galamir.
Also, that is some creepy-looking CG that I have not seen such ugly stuff since Wild Woody.
I don't think I would ever call this as bad as Wild Woody, but yes, this... I mean, I can understand why they went with this somewhat stylized approach, but it definitely has not aged the best.
Yeah, this was like...
Time to do the old Necromancer way.
Yep. Wake up every... Well, the necromancy activated the sirens. I'm not quite sure how well this is going to be here in the recording, but yeah.
So, yeah, that was flashy. Now let's do our actual magic in the town.
I wonder what the point of that was.
Also, don't mind the fact that his hand is clipping through his skirt.
Or don't mind the fact that for a second it looked like he was wearing disco pants and not actually a cloak.
Look
Look at that, just those big old bell bottoms. Well, you can't tell by the way I use my walk.
No time to talk.
Oh dear.
Now to resist all of the poor citizens.
Who honestly don't look much better than him.
It's like,
Yeah.
I meant to turn... It's like, oh dear, I did not mean to transform you into monsters. No, we just looked like this.
Honestly, I get the feeling that that first blast he did in the air was actually basically killing everyone in Galamir, and now he's here just taking their souls.
Ouch.
Maybe? I mean...
Oh, this guy's alive. Oh dear.
Whoa. Even
Oh.
the little girl.
They're now his slaves.
And now off to the graveyard.
He's going to lead a revolt.
There was actually a more specific reason why he took their souls. He uses their energy to awaken the dead from their long slumber.
And apparently
However-
this game... Oh.
Hey!
And apparently this game likes treating that every zombie and every skeleton is evil.
Not every skeleton, because we're going to be playing as one such person that was inadvertently resurrected by Zarok.
So yeah, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the very original MediEvil for the PS1.
Ooh.
A gothic spectacle released in the magical year of 1998 and garnered quite a bit of a cult following, so much so that, well, yeah, we're getting that rather awesome looking PS4 remaster, which I was a bit concerned it was going to base itself off of the PSP remaster, or excuse me, the reboot, but good to see that they're mostly sticking true to its roots.
Wait, so this is not even the first time the game's been rebooted?
Nope. Yep,
But
although
of
the
course... Ooh. You go ahead.
I was about to say, it's like with the PSP reboot, I'm gonna save some of the details for when we do the look at of it, because we are doing a look at that as well. The PSP reboot takes a little bit more creative liberties. Like, for example, the stories does have a few differences here and there, and they even have, like, characters made exclusively for the reboot. Oh, by the way, here's that thing I told you, Logan, that shows...
Charge, men!
He led the first charge, and with those words, they launched their arrows. And the very first one launched went right into his eye.
Oh, gee.
That was Fortescue.
And he's back to get a second chance at...
To-
Oh, the lightning.
He still lost his eye, and unfortunately, he has no lower jaw.
Yep. Well, that's what happens when you're a corpse. Things kind of decompose.
So yeah, here we are in Dan's crypt. You know, the best place where you can find a dead Dan.
Oh, hey.
It has risen again. Sir Daniel Fortescue. See? The hero of Gallowmere who fell at the first charge.
Well,
The fog of war.
Yeah, the gargoyles know
shrouds
better, and
of
they
time
don't hesitate to call you out on all of it.
The arrow fodder into the savior of the day. But we knows better.
Yeah, they didn't buy the rumors one bit.
well, he's trying.
Let it alone. Fate has given it a second chance.
We're a
And yeah, they
dude,
really
not
don't
an
like
it.
Fortescue to a point where they just call it an it instead of a he.
A chance to defeat
Well,
Sark.
they're somewhat optimistic. I mean, because they're giving him another chance.
As well.
Well, they have some hope. Like, yes, this is the... We could still possibly be a hero of legend.
Honestly, these guys aren't the kind of jackasses that you find in the reboot, where they just outright just heckle him at every turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do we get different kinds of equipment, or is it just this sword
We
for
do
us
get
for
different
life?
kinds of weapons. Like, we start off with the sword, then we eventually get stuff like we get battle axes, we get hammers, and you don't really have to do this, but at one point you can even use your own arm as a weapon.
Yep. It's pretty much like that one weapon you need in case you don't have anything else. But it's about as jack and shit as you'd expect it to be. So yeah, this is our hero, Sir Daniel Fortescue, and he controls like. Honestly, I don't know how to properly describe this.
I would say he's kind of cumbersome, which I guess you can make the justification that, you know, he just got resurrected, he's still trying to get used to walking around and whatnot.
He's trying to get used to the fact he has legs again.
Yeah. And
So
you have...
I'm honestly... Oh,
I was about
There
to
we
say,
go.
well, first off, here's your inventory. Those are daggers that you can throw in case you don't have any weapons on standby. And that potion that we picked up, they're basically like energy tanks from Metroid, where it's like, if you lose one, yeah, they're basically additional health bars. You will be able to find points where you can be able to refill them, though, but we'll get to that later. Whenever you see an exit that has green mist like that, that indicates that you're at the end of a level.
I'm
handy, all things
honestly
considered.
getting some Ghosts and Goblins vibes from this a bit.
Oh yeah, no, like this is a straight up gothic horror. Well, I wouldn't say gothic horror, more so gothic comedy.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we're at the graveyard.
Where we'll first be able to see the wizard at work.
A Fortescue graveyard.
Actually, that won't be well, not exactly. That's actually in the second level, but we do get to see the remnants of of the magic he has wrought. Also, by the way, in order to run this game, you literally have to double tap the D-pad, which is cumbersome.
Yeah,
Wait,
well,
so
this
is
was
the-
before
so
they
there-
had
so there
the
what-
analogs.
Oh, this was not. So this was not made with. This was not made with DualShock. Then why isn't this on the PlayStation Classic?
Your guess is as good as mine. Well, to be fair, you could argue it's the same reason why any of the Crash or Spyro games aren't on the classic, because we already have the remasters. And this one's pretty much getting its remaster sometime next year. So, I mean, honestly, I hope that one does good. But at the same time, I do think they've got a little ways to go before they can make it what's the word? The definitive experience.
Yeah.
True.
That being said, I do want to explain, in case Logan caught his attention. Every time you kill enemies, you'll see that little chalice fill up with a percentage. If you kill enemies to fill up that chalice, once you have it filled up to 100%, when you beat a level, you get to go to a bonus area known as the Hall of Heroes. The Hall of Heroes is basically the place that we're trying to go to help, fully redeem ourselves as a hero. But whenever you go there, you pretty much have access to, like, new weapons and whatnot.
It should be warned, though, that before you can actually go to the Hall of Heroes, you have to fill up the meter, and then you have to find the chalice in the stage itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm assuming that's the place where all the actual heroes just kind of heckle us.
Pretty much.
Some of them, it's like, most of them heckle you. There are some that still treat you fairly well. But yeah, a good handful of them are aware of all the BS behind the Fortescue.
There's the chalice.
Legacy.
Yeah, I mean, granted, they're not as savage about it as like you'd think they would, but yeah, they don't pull that much crap on them.
Are there ouch? Let's say we only fill up our chalice 80%. In the next level, would we still have 80%, or is it?
No. Every percentage is stage based.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, and our life bottles are pretty much our health containers.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. And you might have seen it, but
sorry.
there'll be occasionally moments where you see like these little spires of green energy spewing out. You go to those to refill each of those bottles.
Do be warned though that they don't last forever.
And now
So,
here's
yeah,
What's
our
this thing?
shop.
Oh.
These little gargoyles will sell you whatever ammunition for whatever consumable weapon you have. This even extends to the weapons you can get from the Hall of Heroes.
Okay.
In fact, actually, I will say this much: most of your special weapons are going to come from those guys.
All right, let's go get
Well,
that then.
not so much the shopkeepers, but from the heroes.
How does he now? How does Fortescue handle the platforming department?
Could be better, but it gets the job done.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would just say the worst of it is the fact that the way you move around is fickle.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's still
Like,
kind of jittery.
this is no Crash Band. Yeah, it's no Crash Bandicoot or Spyro.
So
Chalice?
And honestly, I'm hoping that the remaster does alleviate that, and so the Hall of Heroes awaits. So now we just gotta beat the level.
I am hoping that the reboot can make the because I'm getting some really nice action RPG kind of elements from this, and again is reminding me a lot of Maximo, Ghosts of Goblins, and stuff like that. I can see this working. I'm glad to see that it still has some appreciation for it, even though we hadn't heard a lot of things since E3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just grateful that we actually got something this past Halloween, which, again, like, the first teaser trailer that we got for the remaster was mostly just them showing off clips from Resurrection, and that just made me think all they were going to do was just upscale Resurrection for the PS4, which honestly I wouldn't mind it so much, except for the fact that that reboot also introduces a very annoying character.
But
again,
it looks
we'll
like they're
get
going
more
to
into
go
that
from the
once
ground
we
up.
get to the reboot.
Okay, but it does look like they're actually going from the ground up.
Yeah, they're pretty much basing everything off of the original game, which, I mean, I'm all for it.
Although I do hope they'll actually be able to make us. I wonder if they'll do the same for MediEvil 2.
I mean, if they do, then good. But there are some things I would actually appreciate if they do remake the second game, like maybe update some of the dialogue and actually give the female love interest more to do than just stand around in a boxing ring.
Yeah.
I shit you not.
Tread softly. Zarek awaits beyond these gates.
Yes.
The master meets with the demon from the mausoleum, hatching plots of purest evil.
Once I just hear this guy speak, and I just think he needs to fucking retire already.
Yeah.
He sounds like a grandpa.
Oh, bring him on. We can take down Zavik.
Zarek.
Gesundheit.
Anyway, now on to the Hall of Heroes.
It's basically Valhalla.
Basically,
Something like
yeah.
that.
Let's see what this guy has to say
man.
about it.
Hey there.
Welcome to the Hall of Heroes, where the bravest warriors from history spend eternity, feasting, singing, and arm wrestling.
What a glorious pastime.
If you are worthy enough, you may
Yeah, that
be
is
able
one
to
other thing I'll definitely give MediEvil credit for, is that, like, when it tries to, it can actually, when it tries to do humor, the humor in it actually has a lot of nice charm to it, which
Also,
I know that I was about to say that the PSP reboot tries to double down on the humor, and sometimes it works, but other times they go a little too campy with it.
I
Here's a
think they
hero.
they could have dialed it down a bit. But
Here's
anyway,
a hero.
Here's Tiny Tim.
Captain Fortescue, it's me, Canny Tim.
Excuse me, Candy
Does the
Tim.
battle go well? How I wish I could fight at your side again, sir. But hold, you could take my crossbow. It's got rapid fire
nice.
and can ricochet the darts off walls to shoot around
Yep.
corners. I used it at the Battle of Ganymede. After you were slain, I shot Zarek's champion, Lord Kardok. A clean kill.
Nice.
The eye at some 1,000 yards.
I'll take it.
He's a little sensitive about being shot in the eye.
Anything clever about shooting
Yeah.
someone in the eye, sir?
Right, of course.
Seriously.
Right.
Now,
Oh. Goodbye, sir.
I will say, it doesn't look terribly lively in here, but that's just... I always assumed it's mostly because, you know, Fortescue hasn't been fully admitted yet, so it does... We're not seeing what these guys are seeing. Like, they probably are just singing and dancing and...
Well, yeah,
doing arm wrestle.
I was gonna argue. It could also be because like they're in spirit form and we're just a physical body still.
Right. We're not seeing it from their perspective.
It does look more lively if you get the best ending.
And boy, and let me just say this much. Resurrection, you'd argue they just took that set piece straight out of Hercules.
Yeah. But yeah,
next
just
area
to-
is unlocked.
But yeah, in case it's not obvious, the way you get the best ending in this game is to collect all the chalices in the game.
Can you replay levels you played before?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well,
No, I don't want to replay the graveyard. I've pretty much done everything I need to here, so we're off to Cemetery Hill.
are there bosses?
There are.
A good handful of them.
Oh dear.
We won't be seeing any in this look at, unfortunately, but take our word for it, there are. Like, in fact, there's one boss that's actually made, like, out of literal, glass stained glass.
Yeah, that's the beast of the mausoleum that they were talking about.
And from the top of the hill, there's Zarok.
So, even from the shackles of death, my old enemy pursues me.
We're not your enemy.
Fortescue. Already
Yes,
my
he is.
army has risen
We
from the
died.
grave. You will never leave
Well,
this
we're
necropolis.
still an enemy in the sense of we did try to stop him.
And we're trying to stop him, still trying to stop him here. And now he lets out his two goblins that, you know, pull the Donkey Kong thing of shooting rocks at you.
Yep.
My fellow fiends, Ganon taught me about this rolling ball jump.
I will say, I do think even whether it be the original or remake, Zarok has a very dorky demeanor.
Yeah.
Well, he's supposed to be just a clumsy necromancer who needs an army to do everything for him.
Well, he's not exactly clumsy. He's just, well, he looks pitiful.
That's right. He's
Even
also,
if he was able to pull off all this.
that's right. Also, that's right. I remember now. The voice actor for one of the statues earlier. I recognize him from, I believe, a game called Torrens Passage. It was an old Sierra game. I remember I think I recognize his voice from something in that.
Interesting. So yeah, this
I'll
level
find
here is
it.
actually.
Go ahead.
All right. All things considered, this level is actually really short. You just have to go up this mountain hill and avoid all the rocks.
The music's nice.
Well, that's if you want to just straight up beat the level. You have to take into account whether you want to get the chalice or not.
That's a good point. I almost forgot you actually do have to get the chalice in this level as well. Does every level have a chalice type?
I think there might be one or two exceptions, but for the most part, you do need to get chalices in every level.
Yeah, and as you see, once you get a particular weapon from the Hall of Heroes, sometimes they will actually will have the ammunition for it in stock.
Is gold plentiful enough?
It's
get gold a
plentiful
lot.
enough, assuming. Though it also depends on like how scarce, or excuse me, how much ammo there is in your weapons, or just how expensive the ammunition itself is.
Oh jeez. There's another one. Ah!
Well, at least it didn't hurt by much.
I am
All I
liking
got was
him.
another copper shield.
Wait, so can we stack? Can we have multiple copper shields?
I don't think you can have multiple shields. I do know there are several different types of shields that you can have. Like, for example, copper ones, which are the weak ones, and you can also get silver ones, which are obviously more durable, but they're a little more rare. And I think in the Hall of Heroes you get access to gold shields.
No, just shoot a boulder at him right there. He's right in front of you. What are you doing? Oh, there they go.
Dude.
They took their job very seriously.
I will say I'm liking the. I am liking the music, and it builds a lot. It builds tension and like mood really nicely.
It is good, and I will say this much about Resurrection. Its it mostly does remixes, and those remixes are really good. Like they got a straight up orchestra for them.
And I can't wait for this new reboot because it looks like they're going to do something similar. Listening to the soundtrack of the trailer.
Oh yeah, that I'm sure will also be good. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that's actually as far as we'll be going for our little look at on the original MediEvil for the PS1. I mean,
how many levels are there? Would you say?
Pardon?
How many levels in total would you say there are?
Not entirely.
I don't know of a specific level, but I do know the game is basically, if you're not going after all the chalices, it's not a particularly long game. Like a lot of the longevity does come from getting the chalices.
Okay.
Right. Which, I mean, honestly, if you want to be admitted to the Hall of Heroes, it's only fair. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, hope you all enjoyed the look at. We've already hinted at before, we've also prepared a look at Raw for the PSP reboot Resurrection, and well, we'll definitely have our fair share to say about that. But until then, take care.
Boo. Oh wait, it's been like weeks since Halloween.